On My Race Pass, we're looking at it, and no surprise, Brandon Overton goes quickest in the first hot lap group with a 15.330. Sam Seawright second with a 15.533, and Jim Rogers goes third quick with a 15.725. You got Will Roll and Clay Knight, Bosley, and Jack Riggs were the remainder of the order there.
There you go. The point leader, Brandon Overton, timing back up. That is the pink X. You just saw it, of Michael Page. There is Hayden Cowan, the 44, or Dalton Cook.
Yes.
44D, Dalton Cook. The 99, that is J.R. Mosley from Columbus, Georgia. We're going to be over at East Alabama somewhere later in the season. We got the Boo Crew. Josh Henry, Newport, Tennessee. And there is our ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year points leader, the 388 of Jackson Heist. The 25, the Georgia Bulldog himself, Shane Clanton. Shane having a big time during the driver's meeting, his old home week there. And back to Michael Page. Page has been a part of that, crew trust that has helped Sam Seawright.
He's been serving, working as a crew chief, crew member, if you will, for Sam Seawright all season, turning the wrenches there as he's kind of stepped back from the driver's seat. Obviously, Michael has won a lot of races and is a great driver, well-accomplished driver in his own right, taking the crew chief or crew member role, setting it aside and getting back behind the wheel this weekend here at Swainsboro.
Oh, it's so cool to see Page back in a car, especially here in his home state.
And on a track that's known to favor his, he's really good in the slick. And this is a track, it's already starting to look slick. I'm sure we'll see some track prep throughout the night that'll bring it back around, some moisture in it, but it predominantly will slick off quite a bit and be a track that favors Michael Page's driving style.
Wow, look at Mosley carry that left front around 3, and Josh Henry slides it on there inside of him. And Page.
So looking at My Race Pass for the time and scoring, Shane Clanton going quickest in the group and quickest so far in hot laps with a 15.261. Michael Page second, 15.592. Dalton Cook third. Josh Henry fourth. Jackson Heist fifth, and then J.R. Mosley rounding out the cars that took a time. I'm not sure, did we miss some? I might have got them all on there. But yeah, so far, Shane Clanton defending the home state with quickest overall so far in hot laps.
Still looking for Jeff Smith, Chris Ferguson, who's in Doug Saunders' car, which is a double nickel, a Benji Hicks machine. Get to see him. Still got Clemens power in it, so it'll have the thump up front.
Well, we got a second. Remind everyone to might want to be paying attention to who's quick here in hot laps, dirt draft hot laps, and be considering them for your dirt draft lineup. Playing fantasy dirt track racing, dirt draft. We got the Hunt the Front series is on there. Competitions all their fantasy dirt racing all season with our events, and you can play along for prizes throughout the year, and also the grand prize, the winner, the player who gets the most points throughout the year will be invited to our banquet to accept a special prize.
And I like it that if you become a subscriber, right away you get a free Hunt the Front T-shirt.
There you go.
So, you're already winning. That's really cool. Coming up there, the 14 could be Will Harrington in that one.
That one's Hayden, I believe. Hayden Cowan.
That's Hayden.
Got two 14s here.
Yeah, I got two 14s.
They're trying to trip you up.
Well, I'm trying to read down the same list. There is Fergie. Now, it's Doug Saunders' car. Big A has, got the wrap on it. And we will see how Fergie does in this one.
Good to have Caden Mullinex back with us. Had some truck issues, wasn't able to make it to Ultimate. But he still got the hardship points for that and still in good standing with the series and one of our ATC Bolts rookie competitors this season. Yeah,
got a new sponsor on there we'll be talking about in qualifying. Looks like the top shelf 18 on the track.
Mark Fleischer rejoining the series. He started out with us at Talladega and Alltech. Had to take a step back, but he's back with us this weekend at Swainsboro. Good to see him back.
Really like the 14 of Harrington here. That vintage look, just sashaying around, and there's the other 14.
Not to be confused.
No, the blue one is Cowan.
Looks like we got our timing and scoring working, figured out. So you guys at home can keep up with who's quick and dirt draft hot laps here and who you want to put in your dirt draft lineup.
How about Jeff Smith going to second. Nice run.
Yeah. No, not really a big surprise. Will Harrington, obviously a guy knows his way around Swainsboro Raceway. He's raced here quite a bit from just up the road, but goes quickest at a 15.394. I believe that's either second or third overall quick in hot laps. Jeff Smith second at a 15.743. Then Hayden Cowan. Chris Ferguson still getting his feet underneath him in the 42 car there, and they turned off my screen before I could read the rest of them.
A little bit of a cush there along the wall
up.
there.
Yeah,
that could be big.
Bit.
Friday night. And here we go with the next group, Cameron Weaver, who jumped in here late with us. Corey Roulette from Dahlonega. He is here, the Peachtree Septic Pumper, and an orange car entering the racetrack. I haven't seen an orange car in our field yet this year. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a where'd he go? There he is. All right, I was looking on the track, not missing him. Yeah, hey, he looks different there. It's Joseph Joyner in the Hunt to Front number 10 with the new sponsor, Kubota Tractors and Kubota Genuine Parts. Changing up the look there for the 10 car.
Ashton Winger, who won the Friday night go with us last year here at Swainsboro.
Stole the win, I would say. A last lap pass of Jimmy Owens. That was a thriller to kick off the weekend here last year. See if he can repeat that.
Zach Mitchell, Kid Quick, Enery, South Carolina, 10th place so far in Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series Championship points. And the 17 with us, that is Caleb Gay from Dublin. You mentioned Dublin.
Yeah, Caleb, a local driver who's always tough here, and I believe the defending Southern All-Star Series champion. So he'll be one to watch this weekend here at Swainsboro Raceway.
That's where I know the name. Yeah. You know that orange is going to go good in South Carolina. They'll all be saying it's Clemson.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Well, I know the Hunt the Front bunch will tell you it's one, obviously Kubota orange, but if we had to associate it with a football team, that would be the Florida Gators. But there are others. We were in Tennessee a month ago, could have been associated with them.
Yep.
Got Auburn, we'll go to Alabama. If we ever make it to Texas, could associate it with the Longhorns. But Zach Mitchell, how about that? Going quick in that group with a 15.614. Ashton Winger second quick at a 15.676, and Joyner goes third quick at a 15.878. I was watching the times there, and all three of those guys were in the 16s with their first laps, and then they got quicker, which has been the opposite of most of the guys. So it's interesting to see what the track's doing here. It's almost like it's sped up for that group, and as the sun's going down, I wonder if we'll see those times kind of speed up a little bit, where the track's not drying out so quickly.
Give them a little bit more grip to bite into, and it's been great atmosphere all day. The weather's been nice and cool, a little bit of a breeze. Great day to be at a racetrack, and hopefully some of you are actually listening on your way here. Here's Josh Putnam, the 212. He won a race up at Duck River, so he's already putting himself not only as a series champion, but now with a win at Duck River, will he be a bigger factor as we get to that place? And there is Cody, Lil Sexy, Overton on the racetrack. Great car.
Yeah, he's got a crate motor in there. Obviously, got a track that if you could run well with a crate, this would be it. When this thing slicks off, a crate can definitely be competitive here.
Chad Tootin on the track, and there's the future, Trey Mills.
Trey, of course, last year had the good run here in the first trip here, where he got to the front, led some laps, slipped back. I think he ended up with a top 5, but kind of introduced himself to the dirt late model world with a good run here this time last year.
Carson Ferguson, the Rolex on the racetrack, and the one, Jordy Nipper. Little nip on the track.
Carson Ferguson's going to be a driver you want to keep your eye on. Won 2 of our 3 races we had here last year, including the 20,000 win this event, which was in the fall last year, our series finale. So he's definitely knows how to get his way, knows how to get around Swainsboro Raceway. Of course, traveling with the Lucas Oil Series this year with Paylor Motorsports team. Be interesting to watch him this weekend, see how he does.
Learning how to read those Midwest tracks.
Yes.
That's a whole nother book of how to get around.
Well, I was talking to him in the pit area about his experience at Macon, Mighty Macon. That was a little bit rough and tumble, and
At least he wasn't upside down.
He avoided that. So
how about Josh Putnam,
yeah.
series champ, putting her lowest and quickest to 15.479.
Last time Josh Putnam was here, he wrapped up the last year $20,000 Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series championship. I believe a 4th place finish.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows his way around here. Has had some solid runs here. Not a whole lot of experience here, but clearly he's starting off the weekend pretty well with fastest in that group of hot laps, and I would say probably in the top 5 overall of all the times. And then Carson Ferguson goes second at 15.633. Jordy Nipper going third quick. Trey Mills, Cody Overton, and then Chad Tootin is your order of times there on speed for our. Is that our final group?
That's our final group. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we should go to local divisions here in just a moment with the 604 hot laps. Joe Bedgood will join us here as Joshua goes to attend to one of the zillion things that he has to do at the races. The man never stops and doing a great job at it. Joe with a ice-cold Coca-Cola product in hand and going to give us the 604s as they come out.
604 division will be right up after our Brown Trucking Crown Vic Junior class. Got 7 of those entries on hand tonight. They'll have a hot lap session. Right after that, we will see 604 late model Georgia Equipment, 604 late model division, followed by Daniel Chevrolet Road Warrior, and then the Hunt the Front Super Late Model Series qualifying round. We've got a few more hot lap sessions to go underway. Looks like the track's coming to its own. They're going to be working this in throughout the evening, and the sun is going down. As we look at the Crown Vic, Brown Truck and Crown Vic division coming onto the speedway now. This is a grassroots division if you ever have seen one. They are really supposed to just knock the windows out. Some of them still have the dash in them. They put a roll bar tubing in them, and they get going. Car number 68 that you see out in front is taking the green flag. He'll be out in the south auction start zone, and there you see the number 72, the 72 junior of Donovan Oglesby, making his run in that white. Could have formerly been one of those police cars around. Got the caution out real quick. The 68 goes around. 68 car of Jackson Robinson. Sammy's Park City, bumper to bumper. Sponsored machine. Team Smoke, car number 68, Jackson Robinson, out of Bartow, Georgia. Got a nice air conditioner in this booth up top. If you've never been to the Swainsboro Raceway, working inside one of these booths is real comfortable. Green flag back up and going. Car number 72 junior, Donovan Oglesby, Twin City, Georgia native, home at ECI Bulldogs. 7 cars make up the crowd tonight. Tomorrow probably have a few more entries. A lot of them not coming tonight for one reason or another, but I believe they'll be here tomorrow night. Probably saving some money for this grassroots entry division. Car number 21 of Logan Hughes out of Adrian, Georgia. That's over in God's country, in case you didn't know. That's where I happen to live. But that's God's country, a small town. And we really got back on the map because we got a Dollar General. I know they've got them everywhere. I think one's been planted on Mars and Jupiter by now. But Dollar Generals are sprouting up all over the place. White flag out and waving. One more lap around the Brown Trucking Crown Vic Junior Division. Car number 72 of Donovan Oglesby. All trying to get their cars dialed in. They're really not supposed to do a whole lot to them. But I can just tell sometimes some's a lot faster than others for some reason or another. And they're going to do as much as they can. Car number 611 with a fast time to 15.931. Some of the runs earlier. See the car number 4 with a 16.146 second right around. Would have been your crate late model division that went out earlier. They had some fast cars in the lap times. Next up will be our Georgia Equipment 604 late model division. Georgia Equipment 604 late model division rolling out onto the speedway now. Got some great footage from the Hunt the Front live stream TV. Thank you for tuning in and watching Hunt the Front TV here with the Swainsboro Raceway 604 division. Crate late models are on the speedway now. Georgia Equipment 604 late models. About to get some hot laps underway. We got 8 of those to make up the crowd tonight. That 44 that you just saw on the screen was Cameron Boyd, and there you see the car number 18B of Joshua Bishop out of Statesboro, Georgia. Joshua has a pretty fast race car normally. Chester's been the man to beat. He'll be driving the car number 9. He's been fast just about everywhere he goes. He's been a very, very, very fast race car. Got the G2G of Jordan Young out of Savannah, Georgia on the speedway. Green flag waves this time by. Got a caution on the speedway. That black number 18. Black number 18. Stop. High top. Turn number 3. Green flag will go. Hot laps now underway for the 604 division here, Crate Late Models. They got big paydays on the line this weekend as well. Hunt the Front came to town, and these guys are going to get some big money up for grabs. Car number 00 in the scene. That's Robbie Coward out of Savannah, Georgia, driving that Southern Pavers machine. Had his best run just a few weeks ago. The last race here at Swainsboro Raceway, he had the best run he'd had in a while. Ended up in a wreck, but got back going again. Car number 16 making some good rounds. He gets the white flag this time by as well. Out of turn number 4. He'll make one more circuit around, try to see who's going to be the fastest one in this hot lap session, trying to get these cars dialed in. Hot laps underway and almost to the end, so we can get some Hunt the Front back home for qualifying here shortly. Only one more division separates what we've been waiting for. Race fans paid money to come and see some great racing, and I believe we're going to see it here tonight. Bill Steenschalt's car number 18. All throughout the evening, you may go and get you one of them ribeye steaks if you want it. They are there, hot, fresh, and available, ready. Ribeye with fries. You're used to a baked potato, but you can handle it tonight. One time ain't gonna hurt you to get some good old fried potatoes. They're pretty good if you go by and check them out. Ice cold Coca-Cola, chicken fingers. They got all kind of good things here. Daniel Chevrolet Road Warrior, always one of the best classes from our local divisions on a week-in and week-out basis. Have some great racing action. They also have a big payday this weekend. It's going to be interesting to see who's fast in this class. There's usually 5-6 cars that can really get to the front. You'll see the 02 car. He ran really, really good. A young man getting his start following his daddy's footsteps. That black with bright neon yellow. John Bratcher has taught him well. Bradley Bratcher in the 02 car. Runs a pretty good line. You can see he's got a lot of weight on that right rear tire, and he's run the last race. He ran at the bottom as much as he wanted to. He could move up to the top, and he's proven to be a pretty good wheel man here early on in his stages. His dad has won a lot of races over the years and always been competitive here in Swainsboro. White flag waves for Bradley Bratcher out of Reedsville, Georgia. 00 of Jordan Johnson out of Midville. He's been contending as well, getting better each and every time he goes on to the racetrack. Justin Hart in the car number 14. He's always fast. He has a really, really fast race car, and you can never count him out here in Swainsboro. I know it sounds like everybody's competitive, but really there are lots of cars that can win in this class on any given night. Jacob Horton out of Davisboro in the car number 57, making some of his first laps around the speedway. Got a good field of cars making their way into the pit area and got some rolling down to the scale house so they can go weigh and make sure their cars weigh the right weight. Each class has a different weight limit that they have to have, and if you're following dirt racing for the first time, what you'll see is that they go across this scale house inside the pit area, otherwise known in many places, including here, the House of Pain, because after races, sometimes they have to check technical things. Just like they check the droop rule and the supers and crate cars, they'll check certain things on these cars, and they never know when they're going to check it or what they're going to check, but they know they can. They usually roll in the top 3, and if somebody is not running something that they consider to be legal by the rule book, then they'll be thrown out. So we call it the House of Pain, no pun intended. Definitely no fun if you get thrown out. Up next will be our Hunt the Front Super Dirt Late Model Series. They'll be next on the schedule. Turn it back over to Mr. Lenny.
Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, but I see some cars that are not Hunt the Front coming out to the racetrack, so we're probably 1 or 2 away. But nonetheless, you're watching Hunt the Front TV from Swainsboro, Georgia. Night number 1, 5,000 on the line for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series winner to go out and grab up. We'll go back to the local divisions here for just a moment. Joe Bedgood from Adrian, Georgia, alongside his daughter, Jada.
Mr. Lenny, I'm going to be wearing the yellow stripe. I know I'm the rookie here in the booth, but I've got some good news for you.
Yeah.
I'm listening and trying to learn some things tonight as we watch racing here in Swainsboro. And what I've learned from you is you've traveled all over the world, continue to travel. And I find it very interesting that, I'm sitting by a man that has made his living calling races of all kinds. And as you told me earlier, some things privately, I guess we can share them publicly. You've announced all over the place in NASCAR. You've been in lots of different divisions of NASCAR, and you've also been involved in BMX racing, and you were a former racer. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, and done, dirt late model stuff for the Steel Block Bandits last year. We've, over the course of the years, you kind of help out. Rick Eshelman and I did a couple of World of Outlaw races. You just go where the fun is and where the great racing is and get to talk about it. We're the luckiest guys in the world. Not only do we get, the best seat in the house, we get in free, and every now and then, that they'll thank us with a little bit of gas money to make it home and back to the next place. So it's one of the really, really neatest things. And as a kid, I just liked Gordon Soley on the old championship wrestling and thought he was the neatest thing, and Jim Ross, and decided, well, I want to be an announcer.
So are you saying that's your dream, to say weighing in at so many pounds like a boxing match?
No.
You don't want to be Michael Buffer?
No. I want to look at this 87 car on camera here. Gee whiz, the wheel was launching there.
Just picking up that left front. I'm not so sure that's the way he wants to be in this class tonight. The 16 of Jared Jones just behind him is a rocket ship here in Swainsboro, and he's been fast every time. Not one time has he been slow.
No, but I do like those old Monte Carlos. I gotta,
Yeah. They kind of
They
kind of are what they are. They've been there a long time, and those were some of the first coil spring cars to go racing in local divisions. And a lot of people were, they were kind of hesitant to get in them. But once they got in them and figured out the setup and how to set them up, they were good to go.
Whether they were a oval car, on dirt, on pavement, drag, it was just amazing. Now, we've got a format on Friday night for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series that is a bit different. And since we've only ran one Friday night this season, Joshua Joyner has just come back, and I know this is one of the things that he is clear on, and we'll let him explain the format.
So it's Friday nights when we're at the same track. When we have a doubleheader at the same track, usually the Friday night show pays a little less since the teams aren't having to travel and go to multiple tracks, the night show being a 5,000 win show. When we do that, the format is condensed slightly. We don't run our heat races. So tonight's format, drivers will qualify, putting extra emphasis on qualifying, and the top 5 from each group. So we'll have Group A and Group B. Top 5 from each of those two groups will be locked in to the main event, to tonight's 30-lap main event, and then we'll run B mains to set the rest of the lineup. So we'll lock 10 in through qualifying. I believe we'll have 2 B mains, transferring the top 6 from each, and then we'll have a couple of provisionals to round out the 24-car field tonight.
And how this will be different, though, when we go to Lancaster, because it is different than Cherokee, or are they considered?
Right, so it's not about it's our events that pay less than $10,000 to win,
okay,
right? Are run that condensed format. So, and that's only our 5,000 to win Friday shows when we have a doubleheader at the same track.
Because I know people that are going to Lancaster will be interested.
Yes,
that's why I wanted to speak for
right.
them.
be a complete show. Tomorrow night, for those asking, wondering, tomorrow night here at Swainsboro will be a complete show. Qualifying will set the lineup. All cars will set the lineup for heat races tomorrow night. Now, that's how our standard format is. It's just these Friday night shows where there's a little, we're at the same track with a doubleheader, a little cheaper payout to go a little easier on the track promoters, hosting us twice, making it easier on the teams, not having to travel between shows. And we condense the format for drivers racing for a little less money, so we condense the format, less laps on their equipment. That was one of our, in compromise between what the tracks are offering and putting up financially, and the drivers are spending to be here, the teams are spending to be here, kind of a compromise between the two. And if you're wondering where the heat races are, they'll be back tomorrow.
People ask me about the series, and I say that it fits in that wonderful sweet spot that has just opened up between regular regional racing, national tours. There's this zone that now the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series has really found its place. How do you explain the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series when folks ask where?
Yeah, so I feel we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been kind of the gap between the national level of our sport and the regional level has been widening for some time, and especially down here in the Southeast, which we're not seeing as many national touring events down here. Unfortunately, we felt like we could kind of provide for the drivers a higher level of racing, and for the fans, obviously a higher level for them to see these drivers. So hopefully it seems to be going well so far, and hopefully we continue to grow with it and best we can with it.
Excited to be a part of it, and all kinds of stuff going on in the infield. Taking just a moment to go through the scales, as the officials did advise that they do, so that they know where they are number-wise on the weight, and then be able to come out. Still going to be something new. I can look across and see some of the cars going through the scales, and if you're just tuning in, Chris Ferguson is here, but is not in the regular Fergie machine. Now the 22 is not a part of anything that we've got here. He's in Doug Sanders' 42 car. It looks nothing like his 22 car, and we'll be seeing him late in the Group A qualifying here. So they are going through the scaling. First two cars scheduled to come out, Brandon Overton and Jack Riggs.
So a little different setup here at Swainsboro because the tracks come on and off the track at turn 4, and the pits are in the infield. It just makes it a little easier to go ahead and roll all of Group A. So we split them into two groups, Group A and B. We're rolling all of Group A to the infield. They are rolling across the scales ahead of time, and then we'll shoot them off the back straightaway rather than shooting them from turn 4. It may seem like this little break in the action prolongs the program, but actually we've timed it. It is quicker doing it this way rather than having to wait on them to make a whole lap, right, whenever they roll onto the track.
Yeah, I think one or two of the early cars didn't seem to park in just the right spot to be able to get the weight. Now everybody seems to be able to go through almost like a toll booth. They're just zipping through now through that area. My Race Pass time trials. My Race Pass, the official timing and scorekeeper for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series.
Yeah, looks like we're rolling.
Yeah, Brandon Overton coming out first. Evans, Georgia, the Muscle Factory. Garento Southern, Big Dog, Stumpin' Tree. Wells Motorsports, Chassis, Clements Powered Machine on the racetrack. He's followed by Jack Riggs, Noblesville, Tennessee. It's a Longhorn, this beautiful 81 car, rising up as it comes out of corner number 2.
Brandon Overton going to be the first to trip the time here. He goes 15.304, pretty close, I believe, to his time during hot lap, so right on par there. Riggs, a little off, goes 16.407.
Series points leader through corner number 3, smoothly through 4 to the checkered flag. Will Dykes waves it over the 76. How about that?
Even quicker for Big Sexy on lap 2, going 15.130. Riggs looks like he will not improve, had a little trouble there. He'll stay at a 16.407. So our points leader, and a guy obviously knows his way around here really well, Brandon Overton, laying down fastest so far, which I have a feeling will be near the top, if not out of the top, by the time they finish up here.
Woo, that's scooting, 15-13 on this racetrack. The most recent winner in the series should be coming out next. The Baird Machine, the 16 of Sam Seawright, Fort Payne, Alabama. Coltman Farms, Agcor Steel, Longhorn with Durham Power. Coltman Farms on the nose tonight. Cross start finish line. He'll be followed by Jasper, Georgia's Will Rowland. Mountain Ridge Realty, Rowland Tire, RRR Investments, Capital with Vic Hill thumping up underneath the hood. See right, 16 and a half.
It looks like the time and scoring maybe is not formatting correctly for those watching online, but see right second right now. Actually, I'm going to just hold off for a second. I think I might have read that wrong. All right, Sam Seawright moves to second currently at a 16.010. And Will Rowland is third at a 16.042. So significantly slower there, those two guys, than Overton. See if that's a trend here, or if these guys just kind of missed it a little bit on the setup tonight.
Well, there's a lot of the late model, super late model world that's a little slower than Brandon Overton, so that's not an all bad thing. The 2-car, Beausoleil, Milton, Florida, 3 trade consultants, Randy Polkholmes, Jason McCullers Properties, Longhorn with Jay Dickens. Gotten the engine part going. Clay Knight will follow him, North Augusta, Georgia, Augusta Aquatics, M&W Transportation, Barron's, Longhorn by WP with Clements Power. 2021 Ultimate Super Late Model Series champion in that 42 car. Trying to catch up to Beausoleil.
Slay goes fifth quick so far with a 16.5 there at 7.0. Clay Knight comes around. He'll go with a 16.696. So looking like this track is slowing down significantly, slicking off compared to
Overton ripped the goodie right up out of it, didn't he?
You know, I don't know. We'll see. Well, we got Dalton Cook coming up next. He's a guy who knows how to get up, maybe get up on the top and lay down a lap. We'll see. But Overton seems to be head and shoulders above the field so far. 15.1, and our next closest lap is a 16.0. So
is this going to play into Michael Page? You had talked about Slick.
Yeah,
could be good for him. Here comes Dalton Cook, Salem, Alabama. This 44, last car in the place. I mean, he just scooted in while the drivers' meeting was like a drive-through for him as he passed by. Here comes Cook out of corner number 4. He's followed by Josh Henry, Newport, Tennessee. The Cantrell Trucking, Piney Grove Beach Freezer, Williams Electric Starters and Alternators, Savage with Vic Hill Power in that Boo Crew machine. Cook stopping the clock. So not bad.
16.225. So
yeah, moved up.
Yeah. And Henry 16.546, struggling a little bit there for the Tennessee driver. Let's see if Dalton Cook can improve on lap 2. And he does not. He'll stay fourth quick at a 16.225. Josh Henry will go to fifth quick with a little bit better, 16.381.
The J.R. Mosley machine, Columbus, Georgia, should be up next. Went out to the Hitherlands to find out all the information about his car, wrote it down, and can't find my notes. So here he comes. But they were working on the thing throughout the day, and following him around should be the Georgia Bulldog, Shane Clanton. 25 machine. Hammer down there, Zebulon, Georgia. The Super K Express, Panama City Cycles Capital with Clements Power for Clanton.
Mosley struggles a little bit there on lap 1, goes a 16.743. Clanton, he'll go fourth quick at a 16.135. These guys, I think this track's slicking off. These guys are struggling to find grip right now on this tight boring. Mosley will stay 10th quick, while Clanton will remain fourth.
Well, our Rookie of the Year points leader should be coming up here in just a moment. The ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year Award. Point leader, the 388 Jackson Heights, Ocala, Florida. Fitz Factory Incorporated, Triple Crown Trailers, Down to Earth Trailers, Black Diamond with H&R for Power. Going to be followed by the aforementioned Michael Page. The Agcor Steel. Cove to Coast Marine, Elite Excavating, Longhorn with Durham Power thumping up there. Watch this 16X on the track. The pink X, by the way.
Got to have a color we can see on the letter there to differentiate from Sam C. Wright. Jackson Heiss goes fourth quick at a 16.115. And Page, 16.238. He's good enough for seventh on lap 1.
I expected more so far for Page. We'll see if he can wow us here on lap 2.
Jackson Heiss remains fourth quick, lap 2. And Page does improve. He goes all the way up to third at a 16.014. Right there, just 4 thousandths off of his teammate Sam C. Wright. The difference between second and third. Reminder here that we are locking in the top 5. So right now, Jackson Heiss and Michael Page going third and fifth, respectively, not Clanton, into a B main later tonight. So the top 5 will lock in for tonight's feature. Right now, that is Brandon Overton, Sam C. Wright, Michael Page, Will Rowland, and Jackson Heiss.
Dallas, North Carolina's Jeff Smith, the 70 machine, the Orange Towing of Asconia, the D2 Enterprises, Superior Pools of South Carolina, Longhorn by WP Clements on the racetrack alongside of the 42 of Chris Ferguson. Again, that's Doug Saunders' car. Live Oak Dentistry, Spartan Transportation, Schaefer's Oil, double nickel chassis, Clements for power.
And Ferguson goes seventh quick. He's going to be wanting to improve a couple spots here to get in locked in, not have to run a B main. And Smith, meanwhile, is 10th, 16.399.
Ooh, Ferguson way out there.
Hang out.
Oh, man.
Ferguson, and did not improve the extreme high side there. He stays seventh quick with a 16.171.
No, but he was selling T-shirts. Wow. The crowd was like, oh, look at that. That was way cool by Fergie.
We've yet to see anyone try that extreme high side like that, but didn't work out. wasn't any quicker than his lap 1 a little bit.
Doug Saunders is calling, hey, Chris, I let you borrow the car. I didn't mean wreck it on the first qualified lap there, buddy, or second one. Hayden Cowan coming out now. The 14 from Rincon, Georgia Supply Chain Management, Wise, Forest Products, Edwards, Interior and Graphics, Rocket with Clements for power. He's followed by the 71 at Statesboro, Georgia's Jim Rogers.
Hey, trying that high side, saw what Ferguson did, thought he might at least try it, and we'll see.
Yeah, Fergie got the crumbs off at least for him.
Yeah, Hayden Cowan 10th quick, 16.386. Meanwhile, Rogers goes 13th at a 16.508. Our last 2 qualifiers in Group A here. These 2 guys, see if how Hayden Cowan can improve. And he does a little bit. Goes 9th, 16.304. Rogers will remain 13th at a 16.508. So Overton, quick by quite a bit in Group A qualifying with a 15.13. He will be our pole sitter tonight. Again, we're locking in the top 5 from qualifying of each group. Sam C. Wright, second quick. Michael Page, Will Rowland, and Jackson Heiss all lock in with him. The rest of these cars will go to a B main, and we'll lock in I believe the top 6. So that's how Group A unfolds. We'll load these cars out back to the pit area and bring in Group B.
Second through fifth, 10th of a second between the 4 of them.
Yeah, you got to think Overton. I mean, obviously he's a guy who knows his way around here, but you got to think that that for he kind of got the good out of the track because it seemed to slow down significantly from him to the next few cars.
He might have got tomorrow's good out of it. It was that.
And then it really tabled off there for the rest of the group as I think what little bit of moisture was still on the track he used up. Brandon Overton, he's a guy who just about anywhere in the country doesn't need many favors. Definitely not here at a place he knows well, but I'd say we gave him a little bit of we didn't give him the favor. The luck of the draw did, but by being first car out, I'm going to assume definitely helped. But got a whole second half of the group of qualifying to go here. Group B, of course, this will lock in the top 5 from Group B. Will lock in for the feature, the outside row of the feature lineup. So we will have them roll across and go across the scales just like Group A.
So Group B coming up. and they're going to go through the same process, a zip through the drive-through room of doom. This is not such a bad time in the room of doom. You know you're not going to get thrown out. You may be told you're a little light and you're going to need to add some.
Well, no, they don't. That's the one thing about weighing before qualifying here is in some tracks, if it's out in the pit area, you can weigh and maybe get a shot at, adding some weight if you're light. But here, once you're in the infield, if you're light, it's just like you were light after qualifying.
Oh, wow. They're going to say.
No crews are for during qualifying are allowed in the infield. So got to know you got it right rolling on the track. For qualifying here, roll across the scales. And then they'll after qualifying, roll the fastest one or two. I'm not sure how many we're doing for group check afterward, who's fastest in the group. So a little bit different scenario, but it's one of the things I've learned, being involved with the series. You each track you go to is different in the layout and where they come on and off the track, where the scales are, and sometimes you got to do things a little bit differently to adapt to the circumstances.
Are we going to have a Earth Tech hot pit in the infield tonight here?
I believe we are. Yes, I think that was the decision, was to get them in the infield, which
we haven't seen that yet this season.
Well,
so that
we did it
on the
tracks.
Outside. Yeah,
we did it all tech, had it in the infield, Smoky Mountain, but it just depends on the track. Again, the track setup, where we can have them. But I believe it will be the Earth Tech hot pit will be in the infield later tonight.
Well, here we go. The 18, Mark Fleischer, Yulee, Florida. Top Shelf Trailers, BGR Speed Shop, Boswell Oil, Rocket XR1 with Clements for power. Following him, Hawkinsville, Georgia's Will Harrington. The American Racing Products Pro Series, Penske, Torco, Barry Wright with Clements power. Oh, spin for Fleischer. Turn 4, Fleischer noses it around the Uke tire. Harrington goes around him, so nobody touched anything, but maybe the brake pedal.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. I wasn't looking at Mark there, but it looked like he lost it coming off of 4, maybe got up just a little too high, a little too momentum. I believe that was on his first qualifying lap, so he'll get one more shot at it, while it looks like we should owe Will here 2 laps. And I believe Will's in his family-owned Rocket. Not the Barry
Yeah,
ride,
you're right. Yep.
Car, obviously, with the team switch from the ASD Motorsports back to his family on the ride. Good to have Will with us. As mentioned, Mark Fleischer here taking the white flag. So his first lap, a throwaway. See how Will does on his official lap 1, a 16.053. So in Group A, that was a good time. If you excluded Overton, we'll see where it stacks up here in Group B. And Fleischer goes a 16.782 there.
Yeah, there's a lot of pit crews that are trying to exclude Overton right now. Coming up, Caden Mullinex sporting a new sponsor on the quarter panel, Odin's Secret Beard Products. That's his brother's beard product. And they've got some wraps and some graphics that'll be coming out. You can see it in front of the 2, but congrats to him, the Birmingham, Alabama driver with ASC warranty and Black Market Bar and Grill, sponsoring his Black Diamond chassis and Clements power. We saw the replay of the Fleischer incident while Caden Mullinex came up to speed.
Oh, look out. Hey, Mullinex getting a little too high there. He's got some right rear damage. I think he'll be all right. Kind of threw away lap there on lap 1. That's sure he'll back it down a little bit.
Yeah, Caleb
on lap 2 here.
Corey Roulette, the next driver out. Corey had a little bit of a bite problem at the apex of the turn in 3 and 4 as well.
Mullinex there. He does go a little better on lap 2 with a 16.858. Lap 1, like I said, he slid her in a little hot there in turn 3 and got into the wall and backed her down a little bit for lap 2. But there, Roulette goes second quick so far in Group B at a 16.683.
Next pair should be Caleb Gay and Cameron Weaver. Caleb Gay coming out of 4.
Caleb Gay, a driver's got a lot of experience here. One of his home tracks here at Swainsboro. Should expect him to have a pretty good time here.
And Cameron Weaver, far from home, the Tennessee driver.
Tennessee driver with a Mississippi car owner. Both far from home here. There you go. Caleb Gay goes a 16.355. Good enough for second so far in Group B. And Weaver third quick with a 16.6. 16.600. See if Caleb can improve here. He does not on lap 2. He'll stay at second quick at a 16.355. And Weaver coming across to complete lap 2 stays at a 16.600, good enough for third quick so far.
Henderson Motorsports, L&D Trucking, Ted Brooks Quality Paint and Body, Longhorn with Coronet, by the way, for the Crossville, Tennessee driver. Here comes Zach Mitchell in the 57. That is the Clary Hood Grading, South Carolina Chemicals, Fox Shocks, Longhorn by Wells Clements powered race car. And he is followed by the Kubota machine of Joseph Joyner from Milton, Florida. Kubota Genuine Parts, Trading Paints, Base Fuels, Longhorn with Jay Dickens power. The Orange Crush on the track.
Definitely some orange, plenty of orange on that race car. Zach Mitchell going 16.144 on lap 1, good enough for second quick so far in Group B. Joyner comes across fifth quick with a 16.64 for the 10 car on lap 1. Mitchell remains second on lap 2 with a 16.144. Joseph hitting the high side there.
Yeah,
on
he
lap
had it
2.
on full send.
And improves one spot, gets to fourth quick with a 16.367. They're so far about halfway through Group B. And again, we are locking in the top 5. So watch that fifth position right now. Cameron Weaver is holding on to it. Would be your 10th starter in the main event. Everyone else would be beyond that would go to a B main. So those guys definitely want to be in the top 5. And I know two guys who are going to be definitely contenders for that right here coming on the track in this group.
Big money winners from last time. Friday night's winner for last time we were here at Swainsboro, Hampton, Georgia's Ashton Winger, the RVS Recreational Vehicle Select Credit Union Remarketing Solutions, Super K Express Trucking, Rocket with Durham for power, and then Carson Ferguson, who won the 20 grand. The Coltman Forums Hopog Grading, Mega Plumbing, Longhorn with Clements Power right out there with him.
Ashton Winger going first, going quick in Group B with a 15.917, digging on the bottom there, making it look good. See if he can improve on lap 2. He does not, but he'll stay first quick. Carson Ferguson was just behind him with a 16 flat, and he goes a little quicker, 15.935, but not fast enough to pass Winger. Our two most recent winners here at Swainsboro are our two fastest right now in Group B. No surprise there.
No surprise there. And they are two of the only 3 drivers that have made it in the 15-second range, so that's pretty cool. Jordy Nipper coming up next, Gray Georgia driver. He will come out along with Cody Overton, Evans, Georgia. The XL chassis, Ingram-powered Impulse Refrigeration, TriStar Promotions, Granite Hauling and Graving Machine on track.
Jordy Nipper coming around complete lap 1. Got a little push there in 3 and 4. See if it slows him down. Not too much in the 16.513, good enough for 7th. Meanwhile, Cody Overton goes a 16.066 in the 97 machine, good enough for 4th currently.
Little nip on the track. Finishing it out.
Nipper will improve one spot, 16.362, good enough for 7th. And Overton will stay 4th quick in a 16.066 as his fast time.
Chad Toot from Blackshear, Georgia, 210. To be joined by our series defending champion, Florence, Alabama's Josh Putnam. The Horn Towing and Salvage, Thornton Iron and Metal, CFR Racing Performance, Rocket XR1 with Pro Power. Pro Power got the motor back to Putnam in like 3 weeks, and his crew stopped me and said, thank Bill and all the guys up at Pro Power for the work they did to get that engine back to them so quickly after what went on at Ultimate Motorsports Park in Elkin, North Carolina. So Putnam scooting around here. We'll see.
Yeah,
coming off a win at Duck River.
Going 9th quick on lap 1 with a 16.381 here in the slick. Not exactly to Putnam's liking there. And Tootin goes 14th, 17.001. See if Josh can improve on lap 2. He does not. He'll stay 9th. That is 16.381. So got one car remaining here. Looks like Trey Mills, the only car left to go, have the track to himself. Here is the final car in Group B.
The last car is the future. Trey Mills, St. Augustine, Florida, Boswell Oil, Fitz Factory Incorporated, Integra-backed Black Diamond with Clemens by HR. Thumping up under the hood, the final qualifier for night number 1 here at Swainsboro, Georgia. You're watching on Hunt the Front TV from the Burro, racing Dixie style.
Mills picking up a push there in 3 and 4. He stays with it, though. See if he can squeeze out a good lap. He goes 8th there on lap 1 at a 16.363. I'm betting if he can get through 3 and 4 a little smoother this time, be even better. Let's see how he does. Oh, he sends her off in there. Runs the momentum line around, comes off high, and turns a. Look at that. It looked better than it was. A 15.950. Trey Mills goes all the way up to 3rd quick. Look how close they were from being on the front row there. Winger, quickest overall in Group B, will be our outside pole sitter. Less than a tenth. Less than half a tenth.
Yeah, 3 1,000ths and change between them.
Separating him, Carson Ferguson is 2nd, and Trey Mills 3rd quick. Will Harrington and Cody Overton are our 2 other lock-in cars. Again, Friday night show here, 5,000 to win. We lock in the top 5 from each of 2 qualifying groups, so we're locking in 10 cars. We'll run 2 B mains, transferring 6 more each to the main event. We'll run those B mains here shortly, and then come back with a 30-lap main event. In the meantime, got some local division racing.
Local division and pre-race invocation, national anthem type things, and we'll have a conversation with our fastest driver, Brandon Overton, here in just a little while during our intermission. You're watching Hunt the Front TV from Swainsboro, Georgia.
All right, race fans, we're live here at Swainsboro Raceway on Hunt the Front TV, brought to you tonight by Daniel's Chevrolet right here in Swainsboro off of Highway 80. Got vehicles on both sides of the road. They will be glad to sell you a car online, in person. They can deliver it to you. Go pick it up, whatever you need. Daniel's Chevrolet right here in Swainsboro. Up next, though, our Crown Vic Pro Division. Going to have 2 sets of hot lap sessions coming your way, and they'll be coming out onto the track just momentarily. After these 2 sets of hot laps that are coming up next for our Crown Vic division, Lynn and Bob's Crown Vic Pro division, will be our opening ceremonies where we'll have national anthem, and we will have our prayer and invocation to begin festivities for our hot laps and B mains. The green flag waves here on our Lynn and Bob's Crown Vic Pro division here in Swainsboro. Car number 1 is Matthew Morris. Matthew Morris has got a good race car. Drives that Monte Carlo up off turn 2 and heads down the back straightaway, trying to make some good lap times. You'll see Ronnie Hilliard out of Swainsboro, Georgia, driving the 06 car. He's been really fast in the Chapstick sponsor machine. His car seems to get better and better each and every week. He's a little sideways off the corner. We got a car on the outside retaining wall, car number 19. Tags that outside retaining wall, but we will stay green. Flagman's not going to let that little raceway stripe cause any problems. He's going to keep going. Silver car number 2 on the speedway making his round at hot laps right now is Chris Watkins. Chris Watkins is coming out of turn number 4. White flag waves. He's sideways a little bit. Just hard to imagine these cars used to go out and chase people up and down the road, and now they're chasing their tails around the corners at the Burro, racing Dixie style here in Swainsboro. Checkered flag waves. We got a car around on the last lap out of turn number 4. That car number 2. Chris Watkins out of Adrian, Georgia. Got to represent there, bud. Come on down to the finish line. Make it good. Make it count. We don't quit from Adrian. We keep going. Rodney Sellers was driving the black car number 23R. He won the previous race here at Swainsboro Raceway, had a driver's interview. It was very well shared. Rodney shared his testimony of how he came to faith in Jesus Christ. One of the most important things you ever do in your life is make a decision about who Jesus is, because that has eternity hanging in the balance, and it's super important. And you get to make that own decision. God loves you enough to give you that choice. Every man has a decision to make. On to the Speedway, that green 50-50 car. Just a little backstory on the car number 50-50. It was given away during a raffle. You had to pay to enter it, but the Shrine Club actually paid, and they won a ticket, or they won the race car, and later sold the race car, which was bought, David O'Quinn Motorsports, and that car is being wheeled around by Tim Wilkerson. He's been breaking tie rod ends a few times, but other than that, when he doesn't break, he's running up front and winning races. So see the car number 50-50 of Tim Wilkerson. The track's a little damp and got some moisture in it still, so he's sideways, but as the track slickens off, you'll see some things change. Now you see the black car number 28 on the Speedway. You can look and find him all over the racetrack. He'll try every line there is to see. That's Jay Williams out of Swainsboro. He lives really in the community of Dalewood. And the car number 10, Preparation 8, sponsored Larry Hall machine, the Crown Victoria. That's a brown trucking machine, too. He's trying to highline around the Speedway of that white and red brown trucking machine. White flag waves. We got one more lap around. The car number 23R, Rodney Sellers, exits turn number 4. 06 of Ronnie Hilliard making his final lap in the Chapstick sponsored ride. And we got the 5150, the PD car. There's Larry Hall. You can always find him somewhere smiling around the racetrack or a truck stop. He's a truck driver by trade. He's done a little bit of it all. Tim Wilkerson was your fastest in that group with a 20.808. Car number 11 of Cam Sleetsky was a 20.974, followed by Ronnie Hilliard with a 21.283, and good round of hot laps. Coming up next, we'll be down trackside. We'll have trackside with our opening ceremonies. We'll be turning it over to the Hunt the Front series announcer, Mr. Lenny. He'll be coming up next, a prayer invocation, and we'll be giving our opening ceremonies. Race fans that are here with us, take the time to stretch out, get ready for the invocation, and get ready for some heat race action. It'll be coming up next.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series night here, night number 1 at Swainsboro Raceway. Our pre-race invocation and national anthem will be coming up after we get these cars on the track. All right, the cars are stopping, so if you will all please rise and remove your hats. Jason Morgan from Dirt Racing Outreach will give our invocation, and Sandra Archie from right here in Swainsboro, Georgia, will be our national anthem singer. Jason.
Bow with us as we pray. Heavenly Father, we bless your holy name tonight for being so good to us, for being our Savior. We talked today in our devotion about how many blessings we have and how you bless us every day. And you truly have blessed us in this country and here at the track today. You give us good weather, give us good friends and folks to fellowship with. Died on the cross for our sins. Lord, you just bless us continually over and over. We cannot thank you enough for all your many blessings. We know they all come from you. Lord, forgive us of our sins and shortcomings tonight. Bless Dana and JJ and everything they do here at Swainsboro. They've been gracious to us, and Hunt the front and all the drivers, everybody here tonight. Lord, it's been a good day thus far. I pray you continue to keep us safe, keep all the drivers safe, the track workers, crew workers, everyone driving home tonight. Bless our nation. Lord, our nation needs you and today more than ever. And we pray, Lord, you just help us. Lord, you're the one we need to help us in all these problems and situations. Again, we thank you and bless your name for everything you've done, for dying on the cross for our sins. Give us a good show tonight. Watch over us. Keep us safe. In Jesus' name, amen.